Hello dear students, welcome back to Success EduTech. We have already started with the chapter Current Electricity and I have uploaded 3 lectures for this chapter and today is the third one. In the previous lectures, we studied about the introduction to current electricity, potential difference of a cell, free electrons, electric current, Ohm's law and resistance. We studied about what is the unit of current, what is resistance. Today we are going to study about the resistivity of a conductor. Now you all are aware about the word conductor. Conductor is a material, mostly it is a metal, which allows free electrons to flow through it and hence lead into the flow of current, and that is how we get electricity. Everyone know that the electron flows from the negative potential to positive potential, whereas the charge flow from positive potential to negative potential. When there is a conductor, this is a conductor, and if the current flows in a straight line through it, this is the flow of current. If the current flows in a straight line through it, the time required is less. That means the current flows with a greater speed since there is no obstacle in it. If I just twist the wire in such a way so that the path is not a straight line anymore for the current, the path has become a zigzag one, so current will flow in this direction, go here, then down, then up, then down. So this irregular path gives an obstacle in the path of a current. So the reason the time required for the flow of current is more. Hence, in order to slow down the flow of current, or the rate of current should be reduced, at that time we connect a resistor in a circuitry. A conductor or a wire itself has some resistance, but if we want to further slow down the rate of current flow, at that time we use a resistance of specific values. There are resistance in ohms, kilo ohms and so on. So the collision of electrons with atoms and ions which lie along their path causes hindrance to the flow of electron and oppose the current. Hindrance means an obstacle. Okay, in Hindi we call it as rukavat. When the electrons are flowing in their path, if there is some obstacle like this zigzag path, that obstacle, that hindrance is called as a resistance. As we saw in the previous lecture, there was a conductor and there were many random electrons in that. Those electrons are called as a free electrons in the conductor. As there are large number of free electrons in the metal, they are constantly moving in a random motion. But when a potential difference was applied between the two ends of the conductor, this electron started moving from end at lower potential to the end at higher potential. That is the natural flow of an electron. So this directional motion of the electron caused the flow of current. Moving electron strikes the atom and ions which lie along their path. Since they strike the atoms and ions, the speed of the electrons get reduced and hence there is less flow of current. So such collision causes the hindrance to the flow of electron. And when there is a hindrance to the flow of electron, like when the electron is moving and then when there are obstacles, those are called as hindrances, there will be an opposition to the flow of current. This opposition to the flow of current or hindrance or an obstacle in the path of the flow of current is called as the resistance of the conductor. So are you all aware of the term resistance now? Resistance, it is the opposition to the flow of current and its unit is ohm. Now coming on towards resistivity. It is a property of a material that whether the material consists of resistance or no. So since we have studied an Ohm's law, there was a statement in the Ohm's law. Similarly, there is one statement in resistivity as well. At a given temperature, the resistance R of a conductor depends on its length, area of cross section, and the material is made of. So each and every word here has some specification, some interesting points which we have to make note about. That is the resistivity at a given temperature. So temperature at a particular one temperature, that means the resistivity depends upon temperature as well, because it may change with the temperature. So at a given temperature, the resistance of a conductor depends on the length. See, it depends upon the length, that means it is directly proportional to length. R is directly proportional to L. We also write it as, I'll show it to you in no time, that we write it as R is directly proportional to L. That is the first condition here is the resistance of a conductor depends upon the length. The second condition is it depends upon the area of cross section. So R depends on area of cross section, but remember it will be inversely proportional to the area of cross section, because as the area of cross section of the conductor increases, the resistance will decrease. So it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section, and as the length of the conductor increases, the resistance also go on. Okay, it will increase with the length of a conductor and the material it is made of. So it depends upon the length, it is inversely proportional to the cross sectional area, and it depends upon the material it is made up of. See, when you write like this, we call it as directly proportional, and when you write 1 upon, at that time you should not say R is directly proportional to 1 upon A. You should say R is inversely proportional to A. Okay, so R is directly proportional to the length. R means resistance. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. That means how thick, how big the area of cross section of a conductor will be, that much less the resistance will be. So area of cross section of a conductor should be less, and the conductor should be as long as possible for resistance, high resistance. So R is, when you take these two terms together, okay, we can together write it as, when we know R is directly proportional to L and R is inversely proportional to A, at the time we can write it as R is directly proportional to L by A. This we can write. And whenever there is a proportionality sign, in order to remove the proportionality sign, we have to put a constant, correct? So we can write R is equal to, that constant of proportionality is written like this, rho, we call it as rho into L by A. I have removed this proportionality sign and I have put here rho, and that rho is the constant of proportionality. That constant of proportionality, here it is called as resistivity. Okay, see, you can see whatever I wrote there is written here. R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the constant of proportionality and is called as the resistivity of the material. This is what we are studying about. The unit of resistivity in SI system is ohm meter. So how you are going to prove this, that it is ohm meter? This is how. See, R is equal to rho L by A, that we have proved just now. Okay, where rho is the constant of proportionality, L is the length of the conductor, A is the area of cross section. Okay, so we want the formula for rho. So when we rearrange, you multiply R here, so R into A will be equal to rho into L, correct? Now taking this L here in the denominator, so I will write that L here in the denominator. So my formula for rho becomes this, correct? So I can say that now rho is equal to RA by L. That is fine. Okay, so now I know the unit for R, ohm. I know the unit for area, which is meter square. So instead of, this is meter square, instead of writing meter square, I can write it as meter into meter, correct? Divided by unit of length in SI is meter, correct? So I am going to derive the unit for rho. Rho means the resistivity. I have to prove the unit for resistivity. This meter and this meter get cancelled. So what remains is ohm meter. That means The unit for resistance is ohm meter. Have you all got about it? It's very easy. Every student can derive the units in SI system or CGS system by using the formula itself. So use the formula and derive the unit. Moving on towards the example based on this simple formula, R is equal to rho L by A. Using this equation you can find out whichever quantity is not given to you. Okay, so I will read out the question for you. The length of a conducting wire is 50 centimeter and its radius is 0.5 mm. See here, centimeter is not an SI unit. Mm, that is millimeter, is not an SI unit. So you have to convert this to CGS unit into SI unit. If its resistance is 30 ohm, okay, this is in SI. What is the resistivity of the material? So first of all, reading this question, we come to know that they have asked about the resistivity of the material. And just now we derived that the formula for resistivity is RA by L. So you are thorough with the given quantities first, that they have given length as 50 centimeter. Centimeter converted into meter, that means divide by 100. Okay, whenever you convert centimeter into meter, at that time you divide it by 100, correct? So either you divide it by 100 or you can also write it as 50 into 10 raised to minus 2. Okay, this 100 can be written as 10 raised to 2. Okay, in the denominator. When you take into the numerator, it is written as 10 raised to minus 2. Similarly, if it is in millimeter, so 0.5 divided by, milli means divided by 1000 you have to do, centi means divided by 100 you have to do. So instead of writing 1000, I can also write it as 10 raised to 3, and since it is in the denominator, while taking it into the numerator, I will write it as 10 raised to minus 3. That is fine? Yeah. So you have no doubt with these two things, I guess. If you have any doubt, mention in the comment section. It's very simple. You have to take pen and the paper and have some knowledge about how to convert centi and milli into meters. So once you get into everything into the SI unit, you know the formula for rho. Rho is equal to RA by L. So rho is equal to RA by L. And now here the length of the conducting wire, okay, having some radius. That means if radius is given, so area of cross section, see your conductor looks like this. Okay, when the conductor looks like this is called as the area of cross section. Since it is round, the area of cross section is pi r square, and this is called as the length of the conductor. Okay, this is called as the length of the conductor. This is what is area of cross section and this is what is length. That is fine. So you now know about area of cross section of a conductor. Radius is given, that means it is round. So area is pi r square for a circle. So when you put rho is equal to R A by L, you know the value of R given as 30 ohm. You know the value of area? No, you will put it as R into pi r square divided by length is given. Here it is 50 into 10 raised to minus 2. And value of pi is what? 3.14. Value of pi is 3.14. And R is how much? R is given as, radius is given as 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. And you have to square it. So at that time, you will square it. Look at the calculations what they have done. See, they have written the value of resistance, pi value, R value, square it, just square it. Instead of writing 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3, you write it as 5 into 10 raised to minus 4, because 0.5 is written as 5 divided by 10, and when this 10 come in the numerator, it will give you 10 raised to minus 4. Square it and just take pen paper to solve this to calculate this answer. Once you get the answer, do mention in the comment section. If there is any doubt, it will be solved. Okay, so mention your answers in the comment section. Now coming on towards next question, determine the resistance of a copper wire having a length of 1 kilometer and diameter of them is given as 0.5 mm. See, 1 kilometer and diameter as millimeter, both are not in SI unit again. So you have to convert. Now you students, you tell me, to convert the kilometer into meter, you will multiply by 1000. Milli to meter divide by 1000. Kilometer to meter multiply by 1000. So you have to remember all these things. So here they have multiplied 1 kilometer into 1000, which comes out to be 1000 meter. Okay, you can also write it as 10 raised to 3. 0.5 millimeter. Now milli means you will divide by 10 raised to 3, and when you take it to numerator, it will be 10 raised to minus 3. So convert it. Resistivity of a copper. Okay, they have asked to determine the resistance of a copper wire. So at that time, resistivity of a copper wire, you need to remember it is, or else sometimes it is given in the question, which is 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. So the formula for resistance is R is equal to rho L by A. This we know, R is equal to rho L by A. So you have the value for rho, L and A. Simply substitute it. Simply substitute the values and values whatever is there. Calculate the value of area first. Again, it is a copper wire with diameter is given. From the diameter, calculate the radius. Okay, or else you can also take it as R is equal to diameter by 2. Since everyone knows, if there is a circle, this is a diameter and half of it is a radius. So diameter is given, so you take the diameter and divide it by 2. So you will get the radius. Simply get the value of area. Put all the values which you have calculated in the formula R is equal to rho L by A. Take pen and paper to calculate all the values. You will get it as 85 ohm. If there is any doubt in calculation, let me know in the comment section. This is a try yourself question. This is very simple question from your textbook itself. It is an unsolved one. I have given you the hints for it. Okay, your answer should be 4.2 ohm. So solve it and verify it here. Okay, and just let me know. I will solve it on a paper and upload the image for you if you are not able to do it. So please try it. And some interesting information, these 3 things you have to remember, because see, in the previous question the value of resistivity of a copper was not given to you. So the resistivity is a specific property of a material. So material by material it will change, and different materials have different resistivity. Okay, so copper is having 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. Look how I am reading the powers. You have to remember it in that way. Nichrome is 1.1 into 10 power minus 6 ohm meter. And for diamond, the resistivity is 1.62 into 10 raised to 13 ohm meter. It may extend up to 10 raised to 18 ohm meter. Okay, so these 3 resistivities, simply remember these 3 resistivities, because sometimes it is asked in question. And the unit of resistance, which is ohm, is in the honor of the German physicist George Simon Ohm, established a law for measuring the resistance of a conductor. In the honor of him, the unit of resistance is called as a ohm. This is just for your information. Otherwise, you have to remember this thing only. And in short, what we have learned today is the numericals based on the formula R is equal to rho L by A. This is very interesting formula. And the unit of resistivity in the SI system, how to derive it, it comes out to be ohm meter. So solve all the try yourself questions on your own and upload the image of whatever you have solved. If there is any mistake in it, it will be surely referred by me. Thank you so much, and keep watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.